Well, utilizing the unique talents of those with autism is really at the core of Auticon. In fact, this organization's sole purpose is to employ adults on the spectrum in the field of IT. It's really a social enterprise, gaining big momentum here in Central Ohio and around the world. And Louise Stone with Auticon joining me now to talk about really this unique business venture. It is so good to have you with us, Louise.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk about unemployment for adults on the spectrum specifically. I hear it sits around 85%. So Auticon is trying to solve this. Tell us exactly what you do.
So in two ways, we're really trying to solve it. One is obviously we're employing autistic adults, but what we're also doing is challenging and subsequently changing people's misconceptions around autism. So whether it's just that people think people grow out of autism, or autistic people can't be employed, or that they'll be hard to work with, every time we talk to a new potential client or place somebody within a new client workspace, then we're hopefully changing their perceptions on autism in the workplace.
How many people with autism are currently employed at Auticon then?
So we're a global company, and worldwide we employ 300 people total, and about 200 of those are on the spectrum. And in the US, it's about 32 out of like 45.
Okay, so let's talk Columbus then. How many adults on the spectrum do we expect to hire here in the Columbus area?
So within the next 2 years, our goal is to hire 50 people on the autism spectrum within the Columbus area.
And I alluded that IT were some of the jobs. What other jobs are available to these employees?
Right now, we have openings in software engineering, data analytics, and Salesforce admins and developers. And these are pretty typical roles that we hire for on a regular basis.
And you work with some big names that many of us here in Central Ohio would be familiar with.
Yeah, we have some companies that are really great client partners that do a lot of hiring in the Columbus area. Some are Cover My Meds, Nationwide, Fidelity, United Health Group, and we have at least 5 more that we're getting ready to sign some contracts with.
How does Auticon make, if they do need to make, special accommodations for those on the autism spectrum?
Yeah, so everything's changed with COVID, but when our offices are open, we have some general accommodations we just make within our office space. We, for example, never turn on any of the overhead fluorescents. Instead, we just have lamps placed all over so people can adjust their light as needed. And we ask that the breaks be quiet breaks so that people can have that quiet time to themselves. And then other than that, though, the accommodations are very individualized. So that could look like one consultant having a daily stand up with their job coach to plan out their daily tasks, or somebody else might have an accommodation that all communication and instructions comes in a written communication form rather than a verbal.
Okay, Louise, then let's briefly highlight the recruitment process. How does it work for people out there watching thinking they might be a good fit?
Yeah, so most importantly, we don't want anybody applying to Auticon to think that our recruitment process is going to be anything like what they've been through before. So we don't use the word interview at all. That invokes a lot of anxiety because they've been judged on like eye contact and body language. And so we start out with a self-report technical skills. And then from there, we have an informal chat with our recruiter. And then we do a technical chat with our main technologist to go in more depth on your technical skills. Then we have a few assessments that are online to assess like your coding skills and also what kinds of projects you'd be best suited for if you were hired. And then you also have another informal chat with one of our job coaches to see what sort of accommodations you would need on the job.
Okay, so you guys you think of it all from beginning to end to help them have the best experience possible. I want to let people know about a website. It's autismworksinohio.auticon.us. You can also send your resumes in directly to the email that's on the screen there. Lots of ways to get started and find out more about what Auticon does every single day. So Louise, thank you for being with me.
Thank you.